do it all again now? No, it's working. Okay. 2, 1. Oh, it's live now. Did it all by itself this time. Whoa. Pink concurrent 1. That's me, I would imagine. Okay. Hey, this is a test. It is only a test of Don's YouTube broadcasting system. Hey, that's me on my laptop. No, it's working. Okay. And oh, now my preview's playing down here. 2, 1. That's gonna drive me crazy. Oh, it's live now. Did it all there. Okay, now I was gonna say this is a program called XSplit that I'm using. I found it in the help trying to get I want to call it wire shank wire tap, wire whatever that YouTube recommended. See, you can set up more than one camera. I got 2 hooked up, the built-in camera and then the little USB camera, and you can put slideshows, you can put titles in there, you can make them, you know, stroll and stuff too. You can show both cameras at once, which is what my goal is. I want to be able to do. I want to make some how-to or just how I do it videos. I do some on the computer too, because you can show your desktop. That would be pretty darn cool. That I wasn't counting on this kind of an added feature to me. So you show what this is the stream with it showing it. It's been going a minute, 54 seconds. Shows you the health of the stream. It was saying it was a little slow, but the health is good. Talking about the back, I have it set to do the regular stream and the backup stream, and it's only 360p stream because, you know, this is only a Core 2 desktop, Core 2 Intel with 3 gig of RAM, and I mean not desktop, laptop, and that's your preview window, and this is what's going on now. When I make that play, then it kind of confuses me because I can hear myself what I said a while ago, but kind of hard to remember what if I'm showing something or not, you know, on my desktop. This is the XSplit. That's the program. That's one of their pages on their website and how they get started. They have a nice little series of videos. I watched all, but I was on the next to the last one when I got going here. That was the one that said this. I watched them all because I really needed to. And I've done video streaming with VLC on and off since Windows 98 days. But I tried VLC first and I couldn't get it to work with this YouTube setup. So it seems like you would be able to, but I don't know. It may not. I can't remember. I think it wouldn't. I can't remember if it would do the exact. You have to have just exactly the right codecs that they want. But my goal was to be able to maybe set up, if the laptop can handle 2 cameras, I don't know, you know, a wide shot and a close-up of the things I'm making. Oh yeah, the health of the stream, you can't see that, but I can. The health of the stream is getting a little less. It says backup stream. We are not receiving video data at fast enough rate. Your viewers may experience buffering, and ensure your connection is fast enough. Consider using lower bitrate. Well, I went to look at that, and I made it disconnect, and then I clicked on it to hook it back up, and then it automatically started streaming. I don't know what made it do that, because I thought I was streaming live at first, and I wasn't, and this was saying, you know, right there you said start streaming. So I was like, because I need to start it. And then I thought, well, maybe I'll try changing the bit rate. I think I have it on 650 kilobits, and I have 4 megabit uploads on my service here, so we'd think it'd be enough, but because 600 kilobits, let's see, what's that? I think it's kind of like megabytes. I think it's 1,000 kilobits makes a megabit or something around that. So it should be plenty, but well, of course I do have other, you got more than just that going on. I actually have another machine running, and there's no telling what it's doing right now. My regular desktop that I use all the time. And I have a server, my web server's running, always running. Over my website, so I forgot where I left my deal. I think I left it on, I left it on desktop. So let me go over here. So the XSplit program is pretty cool. They have XSplit Broadcaster and Gamecaster. I'm using the Broadcaster. I'm not really a gamer, so click on the home page. And it lets you download the fully functional program for free, but you do have to join to make it work. And you go to the download page there. It's really a pretty cool program. It's I think it's something like $14.95 for so many months, 3-4 months or something. It seems like it would get expensive fast if you're paying for it. This is on Windows 7 that's running on right now here. I'm a Linux guy. I wish they had something like this for Linux. That's why I was trying to use VLC. VLC runs on Linux, Windows. I think it even runs on Mac. That was the program. I mean the video I was watching. Let's see what the live feed by itself this time looks like.
Oh, pink concurrent.
Turn it down a little bit so it doesn't.
That's me, I would imagine.
See what it's saying here.
Okay. Hey, this is a test. It is only a test of Don's YouTube broadcasting system.
You know what? That's what I was saying at the very beginning.
That's me on my laptop. No, it's working. Okay.
And now my previous plan down here.
Start that.
Maybe it's pretty cool though. It's really a bit confusing to get it all up and running. It used to be real simple. Well, I wouldn't say it was simple, but I used to use VLC to save webcam streams to my hard drive, and you can do that with this program. You can save it to your hard drive instead of broadcasting it, or both. I think you can do both. Can't really mess around in the program too much, or else I'll turn it off again. But yeah, it says up there you're streaming, and what's cool about it is when it's working, it shows you. When you click on broadcast, you get to select. It automatically gives you the names, and it talks back and forth to YouTube for you. So, and what is that called? I'm gonna look over here and see. There it is, Wirecast. Yeah, Wirecast. Wirecast is supposed to do that, but it never did work. It couldn't. I tried over it probably 10 times. I'd do it, and it would say, yeah, it's successfully. You get a little message saying it's successful. You get a page on YouTube saying that it worked, and you get but then it didn't work. And I looked through all their helps and did searches on their site, and ended up on all these Google forums and stuff, and found what sounded like it would make it work, but it never did. So I got tired of messing with it, and that's how I run into this program. And I thought, well, I'm gonna start over learning a new program. So I kept messing with the other one for another couple hours, and then finally, I've only been doing this all night long. I started at I don't know when I started, but I've probably been doing it for 12 hours. No, not that long. 8 hours, 10 hours. Okay. So, this is cool. You can do quick switches, and you can do hotkeys too. I didn't try to set those up. Yeah. I think I can probably set this up with, it takes a minute for the slideshow to get started going. I guess I got quite a few pictures. These are all just screenshots, and they are pretty good sized pictures, that's for sure. They're full screenshots, or whatever that resolution of this, well, whatever it was at the time I did the screenshot. I use this laptop mostly all I really use it for is to watch TV, watch video on TV, on my TV. And it's, you know, I have an old TV, so it's S-video cable, and so I have to set it for 1024 by 768 to fit the TV, but it does 1600 by something, or 1900 or something. It's normal resolution, so, you know, it's a wide screen laptop, so 1024 by 768 is a 4.3 size, though, like a TV. Oh, like an old TV. And desktop. And then, but see, I want to set it up. And I don't know exactly how I'll arrange them, but you can drag and drop them around, resize them. It's really easy to do that. I like that. But I can set me a wide shot. And then, of course, I don't have very long cables on my little USB cam, and this one, the smaller one there, it's not very high quality. They're not really good for close-ups. I do have another one that's a little bit higher resolution. Guess I could get a better one. That's what I really probably ought to do. Or maybe a real camera that has a, I don't know if this laptop has a FireWire port on it. If it does, that'd be cool. Get a camera with well, that'd probably be more than it could handle, but, or just a better webcam, you know, with a little bit higher resolution. And the cable that I could just set it, I have a little mini tripod it's on right now. I can put it in that mini tripod and just move it around to whatever it is I'm wanting to show a close-up of, you know, the work I'm doing and stuff. That'd be pretty cool. So I've been sitting there talking to myself for 11 minutes and 35 seconds now. But these things, I found out about these things. I was watching Hot Rod Drag Week, I think it's the first. Well, that and best show I've ever seen. I love cars, hot rods and stuff. It's called Roadkill, with the editor of Hot Rod Magazine, David Freiberger, and Mike Finnegan, his sidekick and trusty companion. They go around the country digging up old junk cars. I live in Texas. They came to Texas. They came to Denton area, which is about 50 miles from where I live, and got a car. I think they went to a junkyard that has all kinds of cool old cars in that junkyard. Hundreds and hundreds of them, and they found a CUDA, made it run, put it together, made it run and drive, and took it down to Houston or somewhere, San Antonio, and to a drag strip and raced it. It ran about 13 seconds or something. And then they auctioned it off, and then they flew back to California. But they do all kind of different things like that. But Hot Rod Drag Week is a really cool deal too. They do that every year. I had just in the last year, I found out about these two things going on. They've been going on for 10 plus years. Well, the Roadkill has only been on for a year or a little bit more, I think. Maybe not even a year, but it's been on over about 10 years since they started Hot Rod Drag Week, and it's a deal to see who's got the fastest street legal car in America. And they have all different classes, and I guess it's kind of what they call E-Tree bracket racing. They see who gets they drive over 1,000 miles from one drag strip to another in the whole week. It's a week long, and they have to drive the car in between each drag strip. If it breaks down, they fix it, or they have to drop out. And these cars run 6.3, 6.5 seconds. The fastest one's unbelievable. In the quarter mile, not the eighth mile, quarter mile. And then of course they got they were saying that I haven't even finished watching it. The one this year has just been over for a few weeks. I watched the whole first, but this is my whole story. They do 8 hours of live recording. They use the same vehicle here, this YouTube live setup, and they do 8 hours. That's what the default is. If you turn this thing on and don't shut it down, it'll record for 8 hours if your camera's still on. And they do full, live production. And they have their hiccups and stuff, because they're not like a multi-million-dollar setup on this show. But they really do really good, and it's fun to watch. Especially the first time I saw it last year, it was live when I was watching it. Now I've got to where I didn't even catch it. I didn't know it was on, and so I've been watching the reruns. But see, the YouTube saves your live streams, and then they can be watched anytime later. So I just said I'm gonna watch every bit of it that I want to, and I just ended up wanting to sit there and watch it while I was eating and stuff, Watched it for a week or so, and I haven't went back and watched. There's I think there's 4 parts to it. I'll probably have to start skipping. It does get, you don't want to skip because you think, oh, I'm going to miss something cool, but then it gets to be pretty long, 8 hours of drag racing, but they have everything from street, daily drivers, that's what they call them, daily drivers, to what's it called, the unlimited, the modified ones. You can put whatever, you can do whatever you want. The ones that are winning this year, they have fiberglass bodies. They're basically just about almost a funny car. And yep, the hair's getting a little thin up there. Maybe I ought to get the old comb out and straighten it up. Straighten up the strands up there. See, that's what you can do with the. I learned that from my niece years ago. She used to put her makeup on and her webcam on her laptop. She actually gave me that. I have that laptop now. She gave it to me. It quit working. They thought it was broke. It's just had full of viruses. So I reformatted it. Put Linux and put Windows XP back on it. It's an old 1.6 gigahertz single core, but it works. And it's real nice looking. It's not all broke up. This one here that I'm using has got chips out of it. It was given to me too. It's got missing keys, chunk out of the corner of it, but it runs good. It had viruses on it and everything else too. But I ended up reformatting it and putting Fedora 19 and Windows 7 back on it, all clean and everything. So. Anyway, they I worked for hours setting up that other program and had all kinds of little icons and things set up. I was trying to go to my website. I was talking. I'm not good at talking and typing, that's for sure. That's my YouTube page. Let's see. This is my website. Here, the one I was talking about on my server. Yeah, I jumped completely from the Hot Rod Drag Week. What did I do now? Oh, I still typed it wrong. So bishco.com is about climbing gear and stuff. That's good to know. I don't use this. This is in Windows, and I don't even like to surf the internet in Windows. It's too dangerous. It's in there over and over. If you do it once and it saves it in there, then I'm hitting delete. I'm going down through there with the up and down arrow keys and hitting delete. In case anybody doesn't know how to get rid of the junk. You stuff in you don't want to clear the whole thing out, but you don't want those. I saw some more old ones. Yeah, now if I was paying attention, see, I would see it. And mine's an old school HTML. I built some dynamic websites, and then, well, I used to have a my website's all on GoDaddy's, and then I got to where it's too expensive. I just got a little Amazon Associates site on here and some other free classifieds and stuff. I built it years ago and haven't ever got back to it. And then I've got another website where I have my music, because I like to write songs sometimes and poems and sing. I sing. Used to sing. Haven't sung much, and there's my little YouTube add-on, but I am on the showing the desktop. Yeah, okay. I'll make sure I wasn't showing stuff but not actually showing it. And this is my newest album, but it's in 2005. But if you like any of the songs on there, it's at DonsDeals.com is where this is at. You can download them there for free. You can right-click on those and save them. Or you can use this little player to see what they'll play one right after the other. Got it turned way down. This is weird. This Windows business here. I got a real volume knob on my keyboard, but it'll work, and then it won't work. And then if you do that, then it'll work again. But you can also you can just click on one of these songs, and it'll open it up in a new. And here in my browsers, that's a little loud. I've only got half my speakers turned on too. So. Then this is my first album. You can it has a player on there too. Sometimes these players work, sometimes they don't. I don't know why. I also have them on archive.org. That's where my players are from. Let me hit reload to see if that player's not even showing up. It should be. Did I pass it? 2002 02. There's the player. Passed it up. I think this is the one that works one time and not the other. Yep, not gonna work. I don't know. I keep fixing it and then it just breaks again. But if I click on the song, it'll play in this web browser. Some of them it will, some of them it won't. Depends on your web browser. But any of them you can just, if you just want to save them, you can right click. If you have these browser add-ons, you could probably use I didn't see it. Saw it when I was down there on the file. This is just a test, by the way. Only a test of the YouTube live broadcasting system. Got download helper. Let's see. Smart naming. Where is that? We can get somewhere. See in my regular. Oh, there it is. My regular. See, it'll be swirling around. I'm not used to the Windows setup at all. Oh yeah, that one. Okay, it only does one file at a time. It can see two of them right now. I don't know why I don't see all the rest of them. There's another one that can kind of scroll the whole page. I don't guess I have it in here. That one I used to use a lot. It's for videos though, but it doesn't really work anymore. Oh, see, it crawled all the way to, that's the archive.org site right there. Oh, that's all the videos that I had been watching. See, it looks back through your history. Yeah, that one there. I don't know if it'll do MP3s. It will do videos, or it used to. See, I don't think it's even working. Because there's supposed to be a play button. Oh, there's the play button right there. Let's go on my thing here. Let's see if it'll play. Yeah, it'll play music. So I guess it still works. I took it out of my Linux setup because it never would work anymore. But anyway. You can use downloaders to kind of speed up your. Yeah, I don't have one in this one. Keep forgetting I'm in Windows. I want to be careful. 23 minutes. But yeah, I built this website way back in 1998, 99. I think I worked on it a lot between 1999 and like 2001 or something like that. And like I said, I did build. This is my links pages. I did build some dynamic websites, but SQL, I had to have SQL, they were like PHP based stuff, and I had to have SQL and all that running. And this is my server that I'm running on is a 400 megahertz Pentium 3, an old Dell desktop. It's great, and it can run SQL, but it really takes a toll on it. And SQL is so many security holes in it and everything. I just got to where I didn't want to. It was real hard to set up in that one because in Fedora, it's not that machine won't run Fedora. Fedora uses too many resources. In Fedora, I can set up. I can set it up as a test bed on my Fedora system. Got it all working, but that's my daily machine. I didn't want to have it accessible to the internet, you know. So this old machine it's all by itself, you know, so that it doesn't have. You know, a bunch of my personal stuff on it that I wouldn't want people to get into on there if they were to hack further than my websites into it. But SQL and all those other things like that make it so much easier for people to. So many security holes. Plain straight up HTML just. It doesn't have a whole lot of security holes in it, you know. And that's my other website. Psalm 68. I had a dream to start a ministry that I really haven't been able to do. And they're all, you can see up there, I just leave, it shows where you're actually going. It's all on bishopco.org, about .com, but if you go to psalm68.org, it'll take you there. Well, and then this one I have it where you don't see that. So .com lets you see bishopco.com. .org doesn't. I have it set up that way. But let's see. I have some poems. See, I've started using pictures for backgrounds. Makes it harder to read, but I liked them. Way back before people started doing that on MySpace. And I just left mine. I mean, back then everybody was on dial-up, so the pictures needed to be small, so that's why they're tiled. That's a funky picture. I don't know if you can see that face in there, but I was taking pictures of growths. I was out at up in Oklahoma at what's the name of that? It's a state park. It's a real nice lake and everything with a friend of mine, and it's a bunch of moss and just stuff growing on a wall, you know, wall of rock, you know, like sandstone mostly, sandstone and dirt, you know, wall. And after I got that picture back, this was on a film camera, that face was in there, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's creepy looking. And I mean, it looks like a face. It looks to me, I always thought it looked like a troll or an elf. But I never did figure out how that got in there. I guess it was just the design of the, oh, that's one of my pages. When I used to sell audio video gear and Logos Bible software on here. And I haven't been to Horizon or Logos in a long time. So if Horizon's website still works, it's not coming in very quick. Haven't been to either one of these sites. I quit selling it in 2005 because I just wasn't making any money. Couldn't keep up with Guitar Center and all the big boys. And once I discovered open source software, it really wasn't going to pay. Ooh, look at those prices. They didn't used to even cost that much. Yeah, who's going to pay that kind of money for something? You can get something just about as good for free. Or maybe as good, who knows? It depends on what you want. I mean, some software has some special. RisingMusic.com is not even a good site anymore, it doesn't look like. They got bought out by some other company, and they used to have all their stuff was made in America. They had that real good audio snake on a reel that was a good price. And I just closed the whole thing. Well, that's alright, it's boring stuff. Anyway, the last one I sold, it turned out they had started making them in China, and the wheels broke off of the thing, and I didn't know it. And I assured the guy before he bought it that it was made in America. So I got him some new wheels, but he didn't even want them. He'd already bought some better ones. I got him to send him some new wheels. But anyway, some of the last of the Made in America stuff. There's not all of it left. So, oh yeah, I was talking about the XSplit. Well, you can just, if you're interested in that, go to the XSplit.com. If you're interested in it, even if you're not streaming, if you're just, to the, YouTube or whatever, if you just want to make screencasts or webcam combo videos or whatever, this actually would be a fantastic, I've used other software for, I've used combinations of software for making how-to videos for people. When a few months ago I built a computer for a lady, and older lady that doesn't really know computers hardly at all, but she likes to get on Facebook, and but she kept getting viruses. I built her one with Linux and Windows 7 because I didn't know if she'd be able to learn Linux or not. It's not hard, but depends on if you really want to do it. She liked Linux better, but then she had a problem, and last thing I heard, she went back to Windows 7, but that's fine, because I pretty much used all open source stuff on. I used all open source programs on it, so most all of them were on both systems. But I used this one here, desktop recorder, can't remember the whole name of it, and Screenshot's a really cool screenshot software. I just found this last year for Windows. And what else? Manicam's pretty darn neat. You can that was the only one I've seen where you could do, like, it'll let you do two cams at the same time and do what I'm doing with this, and record it to your all it's for is record. Well, I think you can stream with it, but I don't know where you stream to. I think you just set up a stream and then tell people to go to that IP address, like that. Kind of set up your own server. But going through YouTube or some big site like that's a better way to do it. And of course, that Wirecast is that one that YouTube recommends. They have that, and something about some Flash program that's not even a free trial. I think it might have a free trial, but it don't work unless you pay for it. And it uses Flash, so that it would just bog down your system where you'd have to have like a 8-core system, which is what I hope to get soon. 8-core system with 32 gig of RAM to use it. Not really, but what I got wouldn't hardly do that. XSplit, that's this program right here. Anyway, I can't remember the names. I think the main one I ended up using was that one right there. Oh, Cam Studio Recorder, that's what it is. Cam Studio, you gotta watch out with that one. I made some videos. I hadn't uploaded them. I should, because if you get the newest version on their website, it evidently isn't being developed anymore. It's supposed to be open source, but that site's infected. It's got bad viruses on it and got some Trojans and stuff on it. If you get the old version from another, like some other site, like one of those downloading sites, they're clean. But it works. The old version, well, actually, there's two older versions, and then the newest one. The newest one, you can't use it; it's infected. The next to the newest, you can get rid of that. It's got a like that in there or something. It's got a watermark in it. Or no, it's not that. It's some kind of image. Yeah, it's got an image in it. Or is that the other program? Oh, I'm getting confused. It's Manicam that does that. The older version of Manicam, you can take out the Manicam icon. It's pretty big and kind of obtrusive. Of course, I kind of figure, you know, if they're going to use their free app, least you could do is, I don't think I should open it with the cam program running. Now I've already done it. I think it'll just say it can't find the camera. But you can access the camera with two different cam apps at the same time, obviously. It uses quite a bit of resources, but there's a new version. Yeah, that's some of my, yes, it can't access the cam, but I had two switches. That's all you could set up really in it. But you could have, I had desktop and a camera, one camera. I think you could do two cameras, but I didn't really see any reason to do that. And you can do 768p in it though, which is not quite high enough. It's just high enough you can read it on a desktop broadcast. This is actually, I just now thought of that. For being at such a low resolution, did it knock me out of business? Wonder what happened here. Let's go see. Go to YouTube. See if my stream is still running. Yeah, it's still running. So, but I'm gonna run 360p, so you know that I probably can't even read any text on this when I'm showing the. I didn't think about that. When I'm showing the desktop, I probably can't even read the text. But I liked it. I love to be able to do the transitions, and that's not a very good looking setup there, but it was just an example. It looked even worse when I drug this over to the other side. You can do that live, huh? I guess it doesn't mess anything up. Either way, it doesn't really look good. But and you can resize everything, and you can do what would be cool is it was going to be hard to do, so I didn't try it, but let's see if I can I meant to, yeah. See, I made this one smaller, I cropped it, but you can also do chroma key, you know, a green screen, and you can get rid of all the background, which it could be cool doing that. And this is nothing. It's just trying out features. But this camera that's built into the the laptop is actually not too bad a resolution. I've made some my how-to videos. Oh, and you can also play IP cameras, playlists, all kinds of things in here. You know, there's some all kinds of things you can imagine. I think I can actually show that. Oh, let me have to get back on the desktop. Let's see. Gotta be careful I don't do something to mess it up, but add a camera. See, it shows all available cameras and virtual cams. I clicked on that Wirecast virtual camera once. It didn't do anything. So I don't know what that's supposed to, how that's supposed to work. Probably need to set something up, but that's my USB camera. That's my built-in camera. A media file. You can play a video, a screen region, which is how you do the desktop IP camera. A game. There was something about the paid version, you can minimize the game, but it'll still show full screen to the viewer or something. Skype video call, image slideshow, which I did. Add a live stream, so if you had a live stream from somewhere else that you wanted to put in there, which could be useful if you were like doing a Skype call and talking to somebody, you know, you could, and you could, or I don't know, I can't even talking to, if you were talking about somebody on a live stream, I don't know, titled, I did that. Video playlist, oh yeah, that could be useful. Might be a quick way to edit your videos. Like I have all these videos I made, but I might need to comment and clarify things, you know, so you could just sit there and watch your own videos and then say, oh, okay, well, I didn't say that right. Of course, it'd be hard talking over yourself, but anyway. Or videos that are silent, that's what I was really thinking about. I have some videos, screencast videos I made that are silent. If I could talk fast enough without mumbling and stumbling, I could actually turn those into, you know, narrated screencasts. Whiteboard overlay. I didn't try that. Those were things that weren't installed, but I installed them. And most of that was installed already. But you just click on more right there, and then you can install more stuff. I installed everything available but one thing. It was something to do with the stats of a game. I don't even know what the game was. I've never played it, so. Well, it's worked for 38 minutes. Yeah, I'm running at 640 by 360, pretty low resolution. So I wonder, actually it's kind of confusing because I'm not 100% sure that is the resolution you're broadcasting or if that's just what you're looking at on your own screen. If you change that, you know, it'll just make this bigger and bigger. I mean, resolution. If you make it that size on mine, then it gets off the bottom of my monitor on this laptop here. I've got some black bars at the top and the bottom of my monitor. They don't fit each other, the laptop screen and my 23-inch monitor, you know, different resolutions. Frame rate. Oh, I didn't know it was doing 30 frames per second. I thought they wouldn't let you do 30 frames per second. I thought you could only do 25. I had something that popped up that said you couldn't go over 25 frame resolution, so you could drop that down some, save some bandwidth. Transitions on fade. Oh, I'm on 700 milliseconds. I don't know. Projector, screen 1. Scale viewport. I got it on actual. You could make it look bigger than it is. I guess when you do resolution, that is what you're broadcasting. Yeah, I guess so, because it's the only place in here I've seen where you can set resolutions. Now in here, I can't click on that, that'll mess it up. That's where you set up what you're sending out to YouTube, and there's where you would do your local recording. In there's where I had to set up. I left it on the default. That's what I did. I thought it was 600 kilobytes, 650 kilobytes, something like that. Announce, well, that's what it's announcing as. YouTube Live, Dweeb 98, Education, Dweeb 98 Stream. That was my original YouTube. Huh. Oh no, that's, yeah, okay. That was my original YouTube username. Of course, now that they got you using your name. But in this application, when I joined it, I went ahead and used Dweeb 98. So when I joined the website, so I guess that's why it says that. Activate delay server. So that could be useful. I don't think you can do it while you're broadcasting, but if you set it on a delay, oh, that would go through their server. You might have to pay for that. I hadn't clicked on that, but it could be useful. Like say I got this message here about the bandwidth. I'm not sure that would help you. It might. Send it to them and they kind of buffer it and then send it out. I'm not sure. That's why I didn't bother with it. My recordings, well, I I don't know if you can see them out on YouTube or just on your local drive. I know I did in the general settings. It looks like you can't activate it right now, but on the general settings, I set that to where I know where I could find it. It was set to. This is Windows, and it set it to an admin, to the admin user, and of course I'm not using admin. I'm using my own username. Got admin got it locked down to protect it, you know. But when it installed, I don't remember. I guess I did have to type in admin user, privileges to get it installed. If you give us feedback, check for updates. My throat's so dry, I'm not gonna be able to talk anymore anyway, so I won't be able to bore anybody anymore. So, health is good, but it's got the yellow. As long as it only says, I notice, like when you're watching that drag wicket, of course they're getting enough viewers. It maybe it didn't tax the YouTube. It wasn't that many viewers. It's probably taxing their stream. But anyway, it would buffer on you. You'd have to stop it for 30 seconds to a minute. Or I'd watch it for a little while, and if it started to get behind, then I'd just back up and rewatch what I'd already watched. And see, I clicked on this thing that said sync to preview player. I don't know if that's what I really want or not. Let me read that again. Use the part of the video showing in the preview player as the starting point. Add insertion point or slate insertion. Oh, add insertion point or slate insertion point. Oh, so if you're going along and you see in YouTube that you can insert ads, or you can insert a slate, which I guess they mean like, title text, stuff like that. Or I guess it could be another video or anything. I read all that. I think it can be a lot of different things in here. Oh, so I probably should have unchecked that, because I'm not going to put my own ads in there, and I'm not going to use this. If I were going to put anything in there, I would do it over here on the XSplit thing, and I can insert things easily. It'd be hard with the YouTube interface here. Yeah, slate in, slate out. It might not be that hard once you got it set up, but broadcast alert on your so if you had an ad of that you had to put in there, then you could do that. I imagine those like those guys at Hot Rod, that's what they did when they played their ads. When they'd have a little lull, they'd play some ads, or maybe play a video of one of the other guys out in the pits, talking to people. Create a highlight. Comments. Okay, so I guess, so here I am at 45 minutes. So if I hit this, I guess I'm seeing crazy. See the beginning. Oh, it's live. And then if you do that, then it'll work. There it is. There's me when I was playing my music. But you can also, oh, it's good to know that I can hear myself. That audio was working good. Evidently isn't being developed anymore. It's supposed to be open source, but that site's infected. It's got bad viruses on it. Got some Trojans and stuff on it. You get the old version from some other site, like one of those downloading sites. They're clean, but it works. The old version. Well, actually, there's two older versions, and then the newest one. The newest one, you can't use it; it's infected. The next to the newest, you can't get rid of that. It's got something like that in there or something. It's got a watermark in it. Stop. Or no, it's not that. It's some kind of image. Yeah, it's got an image in it. Or is that? I got a feeling I got a. Hope I didn't lose video for a long time. Okay, I got it stopped. Yeah, I'm still on the desktop, so that everybody should see the desktop. Okay, I'm going to start
The other
back over.
part.
Oh, I'm getting confused. It's Manicam that does that. The older version of Manicam.
You know, opening up
You
that
can take out the
Manicam
icon. It's pretty big and kind of obtrusive. Of course, I kind of figure, you know, if they're going to use their free app, at least you could do is. There, that's got video. That happened to them, but they were monitoring it and they knew to fix it. There's some poems. You shouldn't mess around with other applications when you're doing something like this. Like they said over and over in the YouTube.
Anyway,
And stress some of the last Made in America stuff. Make it a dedicated machine and don't do anything else on it for your stream. System where you'd have to have like a 8-core system, which is what I hope to get soon. 8-core system with 32 gig of RAM to use it. It went away for a while and then it came back, looks like. You can't get rid of that. It's got a, like that in there or something. It's got a watermark in it. Yeah, see, it came back. Guess it doesn't mess anything up. Guess when I switched,
Either way,
switched back, it straightened itself. Either way, it doesn't really look good. But and you can resize everything, and you can do. What would be cool is it was going to be hard to do, so I didn't try it. But yeah, so like, let's see if I can. There. I'm not sure where it went. Oh, I went to. It's kind of hard to tell. Looks like. See, I made this one smaller. I cropped it, but you can also do chroma key, you know, a green screen, and you can get rid of all the background, which it could be cool than doing that. I was waiting. Pictures just.
And this is nothing. It's just.
Okay, so.
What's this? I've got some black bars at the top and the bottom of my monitor. They don't fit each other. The laptop screen and my 23-inch monitor. You know, different resolutions.
Oh, okay. Yeah. It tells you how far you are behind where you're at in your stream.
Like that.
Because there's me watching my.
I'm not going to put my own ads in there, and I'm not going to use this.
Oh,
if I were going to put anything in there.
Okay, I'm going to start
The other
back
part.
over.
Oh, I'm getting confused. It's Manicam that does that. The older version of Manicam.
You know, opening up that
Manicam icon. It's pretty big and kind of obtrusive.
That was really loud. I didn't know my speaker was going to come into my microphone that loud. Usually this is an SM58 I'm using. Oh, and a little side note, if you don't have money to buy a, you know, I said I used to mix sound for bands for 12 years, and I love pro audio gear and video gear too. I've got to use some. Actually, I had a pro camera for a while too. So it was a tube camera, but it bought it on an auction. It was a $10,000 camera I got for $350 at an auction when it was about 10-15 years old. But it was a real TV camera, and but I never had any good sound gear of my own. So I used my TAC cassette deck for my preamp for my microphone, because with a low impedance mic, SM58, you gotta have a preamp. I don't have a mixer, but I learned that a long time ago, back in the 70s. You could plug I use a converter to change it to high impedance, and then I use a little Y to go from 1/4 inch to 2 RCAs and plug it in the back of that TAC deck. It's not even plugged. These doesn't have this TAC. I had two of them over the years. My old one had two mic inputs. I think a left and a right. It's in the garage, and I used to use it for that. I used to use it for mics, and I used to use it to plug my guitar into. Then I could play it through the stereo, but it's up in the garage somewhere under a bunch of stuff. I haven't been able to find it for years. So my newer TAC deck that I bought was probably 10 years old now, but it doesn't have any mic inputs. but it will work plugged into the just regular low-level input if you turn the line level input all the way up, and it has the Dolby noise reduction and stuff, and it actually helps. You know, I've turned it on and off to see. But you can use it for hours on end and on pause, and it won't kick itself out or do anything. Tape heads aren't engaged, so it's not hurting the tape or the heads. Well, are they engaged? No, I don't think they're actually engaged until you're actually recording. But how'd that do that? I looked up, my desktop was the only thing showing, and then all I did was kind of move the mouse a little bit. I don't know. I kind of forgot what I was up to. Started looking over there talking about I was looking over there talking about my deck. I have, you can't see it, but I have a rack over here above my laptop. My laptop's actually sitting in in a slide out. It's more of a keyboard tray that slides out of it. This rack it's not a pro audio rack. It's a telco rack out of Telecommunications Central Office for telephone systems. I was installed that stuff for about almost a year, and somebody was throwing one away, and I kept it. It's a cool rack. It's for computers is what it's for. You know, they use certain types of computers in the telco industry, and so it's the right width it's really the right width for a desktop computer is what it is, a little bit wider. So like 21 inches, I think, in spaces. But I got all my sound gear. It's got shelves, and it's got the slide out keyboard tray. Anyway, I've got a bunch of computers in the bottom, computer stuff in the bottom half, and the top half has some of my audio junk. I do have a preamp in there. I inherited some really cool Dynaco 80s sound gear from my friend's dad. My friend didn't know anything about that stuff, and he gave it to me when his dad passed away. And everything I got's old, but one way or the other, I keep it working. And yeah, one day I'd like to get me a Mackie board. I used to love that Mackie BLZ. Now I might actually. What's that one I saw? It's one that'd be really good for recording. I can't remember. Presonus something or other. It'd be real good for recording, because that's all I would really do now. I'm too old and wore out to do live sound anymore. My ears can't stand all the noise. So I mixed for punk and metal bands for all those years. My ears are still ringing. So this is cool. 52 minutes. So isn't that what a standard program is? I'm like 53 minutes. So I mean, this time the program's got to be over now. Got to leave room for some commercial. Actually, I think more like 45 minutes to leave room for commercials nowadays. But you could put things that pertain to. I did this before. I did slideshows like that, and I did video. I made a video of a Radio Shack TRS-80 that I got. Someone gave me, and since I only had the 4.3 webcams, I put them side by side. Actually, I did them like this, and I had me, taking it apart, talking about it in here, and then this little cam just like it is right there, so that if I got off to the side, anyway, I had it worked out. And then down here in this area, you can't see that unless I do desktop, but down here in that area, pretend that was the video screen. I had bottom right corner is what I'm saying. I had a slideshow of still pictures I'd taken of it while it was apart, because neither one of my cameras had good resolution, not as good as this, not even near as good as this laptop, and so kind of busy, but anyway, it all fit perfectly in the wide. I did it 1080p, palette or whatever. What is it they call it in here? Call it palette or something. I don't know. But anyway, and then I did the 1080p. I set my is in Kden Live. That's what I use to edit my videos. I set it at 1080p, and then I put my video blocks in. That way, video and pictures. I was going to try to make those pictures changes to what I was talking about, but that was going to take. I mean, I spent days editing those videos as it was, because they ended up being 2 hours long. After I edited them, I did them in 2-hour segments. I got another one I made years ago. I still haven't edited. It's probably well, I did a week's worth of video, 4 to 6 hours a day, working on my old 76 Blazer. I need somebody to edit it for me. I don't want to do it. It's not. I hate the quantity is. I think it's. I would like to share with people. You know how to do. People that don't know how to do some of that stuff. I used to work on cars when I was younger. A lot. But the quality, you know, the resolution is not so great. So I don't know. I still like to edit it, put it up. But now I'm at 56. I think it's time to quit playing with this. I finally got it working. It made me very glad, because this was really quite a learning experience. Doesn't work like streaming with VLC, and it took a lot of learning to get to be able to do that. It's actually, once I found the right program, that's usually the thing. Once you find the right program that works for you, then you get it done. Because if you just keep banging your head over, sometimes some of these programs just are too buggy, or they leave out the easy features to try to get you to pay for them. Instead of, like, I'm so spoiled with open source, you know, it's all works. If it doesn't work, it's because of a bug, and you got people that'll help you work through it. The programmers, you know, you can actually write to them, get on the forums and stuff, and you got lots of people to help you all over the world. A lot of this Windows closed source stuff, you don't get a lot of help. Usually, even if you pay, you don't get help. But this site, they say that they have people that are ready to help you if you pay for it. I don't know, maybe they'll even, on that first page I was on, there's a forum you can get on. It had an odd thing, though. It said something about they're just support. Let's see, let me put it back on desktop. You quit looking at me, look at this. Did I get it on desktop? Yeah, I did. Okay, so anyway, there's a lot of support on here, and it was good videos. I didn't even, usually I find it faster to read stuff, but they had some nice quick videos, and these videos were good. They got me going quick, well, within an hour and a half. But I started right here. I watched that one, and then I found their playlist that I was showing a while ago. This playlist right here, and I watched all but the last. I didn't quite finish this one, and I didn't watch that very last one yet. The quick start guide is the very last video. Actually, you need to learn that other stuff before you went on the quick start guide. But anyway, somewhere on there's a forum, and I was on it, and it said something about so many certain hours that it was active or something, that there were people there to talk to you, I guess. Instead of you like writing and waiting until somebody just happens to write you back, I guess they kind of give hours. But I'd say as proprietary software goes, this is pretty cool stuff, especially since how they let you have the, you know, kind of basic version for free. So at least I never saw anything about it being open source. I mean, sometimes, you know, with Windows software, they say it's open source, but it operates like proprietary companies. So anyway, let me see. I'm gonna go back and look over here at my countdown. 59, 15, 17. Should I quit it right at 1 hour? Might as well. I don't know. The thing is I need to go. I gotta get up and go. I'm not gonna explain why, but I just really, after an hour of sitting here jabbering and messing around, I gotta go. I really just got to go. So, count this little bagger down. Let's see. There it is, 49. Oh, I gotta have my little program open so I can stop it. How do you stop it? Oh, you do it right here. And then I guess you close your program down after that. Yeah, you can let it run. Oh, I'm over 5 seconds. Okay. Well, let's get out of here. If anybody watches any of this, thanks. Alright, this is Don signing out of my first test of the YouTube live streaming system.